Welcome to Free Fall RC Podcast.
All right. Welcome to another episode of Free Fall RC Podcast. I'm Steve, and here with me is Kevin.
Hey, guys.
We got Andy.
Hey, now.
And Iaen.
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right. This is episode 314. Chill the F out, bro.
You chill out.
Okay.
Yeah, you chill out, Andy.
You can't tell me what to do.
Heck yeah, I can. All right. Let's check in with everyone's week. Who wants to go first?
I don't know. Want me to go first?
Go for it,
Yes,
Kev.
X-Split.
I'll go first so I can chill out and listen to the rest of you fools. It's going to be a feisty episode. So this week was very good. I enjoyed myself. No simulation, though, for me on Friday night. I don't know what I was doing. And I 3D printed some shit on Saturday. And I went to Texas Roadhouse for dinner Saturday night, and I had one of the best steaks, man. Texas Roadhouse is killing it. That's TexasRoadhouse.com. They're not paying me to say this. But
Nice.
no, they're freaking, dude, I don't know what they're doing. They're half the price of like any other place that claims they have a good steak around here. And dude, it was ridiculous how good it was.
Nice.
It was awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I had some dinner with the kids. It was cool. We had a good time. So then I went to the field on Sunday, man, and it was a little windy, and there wasn't any plankers flying at all. I think maybe one guy threw something in the air. It was a little tiny, like, bang good something or other, like 12-inch wingspan thing. And that flew just as you could imagine. It was like in a box of Jell-O, like just stationary, and then crashed it a few times, and then he went and put it away. But yeah, I got some flying in on the Oxy 5, man, and dude, I had some really good flights with that thing. Just, it was, like I said, it was windy, but still had some good flights, messing around, just doing some more cool flippy shit. I started doing pyro flips to where I'm pirouetting first, like twice before I go into the flip, and I'm actually because I do shitty pyro flips. Like, I just go womp womp and then go womp womp again and whatever. But I don't really get like the stationary good pyro flips, so I'm starting to work on that a little bit, and that was coming out pretty good.
Nice.
Nice, dude.
The last flight I had, though, man, I was like, all right, it's time to go. Like, I was just like losing everything. I was just like, I was banging sticks, and I'm like, my brain's like, just throw it around, just do crazy shit and see what you can do, and then I was just like, I gotta stop. Like, I'm just like, I think I got like 10 flights in. It was cool. It was a good day. I flew with Mr. Shaw and his friend Buzz, and Buzz has got the Spectre V2. Yeah, he was flying that a little bit, and Shaw brought a few things out. He's flying his Black Thunder, and he had his Kraken, his winning Urcha Kraken there, 2019, and he had his Fireball, and his Fireball was fixed for like the third time, I think. Well, it's the third time that it's been at the field, and it was the third time for him to crash it. But he really didn't do. He just, like, I mean, those things are so quick, Steve and Andy and Iaen. You all three of you guys probably know how quick the little birds are, and yeah, it's just I think he has the same rates or the same kind of setup as he does as the 700, because I noticed, like, you get to fly with somebody, what their flying style is like. And I noticed right away when he first flew it, when we went to Sebring, that it was like he was going beyond what he normally did when he did a maneuver, So I'm like, wow, that thing's like way too quick for him. He's like
overshooting things, you're saying?
He's overshooting, yeah, his normal, like, stopping points and stuff. So he's been working on dialing that back down. But, dude, I give that guy a lot of shit for the time he takes. I mean, we all do in building stuff, but man, his stuff is dialed in. Like, he even with a couple of crashes on that thing and him piecing a few things together, like, he's a really good builder, and his stuff it sounded great again. It was flying great until it was in the ground, but you know, but he's
In the
dude.
ground,
I mean,
not great.
his other heli, the Black Thunder. It's just man, he flies crap out of that thing. He was flying a lot of lower head speed stuff this weekend. It was cool to see because he's more in control that way. But yeah, it was good, man. Had a great weekend. I flew the official Freefall RC drone, which I haven't had out. It's a Phantom 3.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't had that thing out in a long time, and I got 3 batteries for it, so I wanted to check
They
those
all
out.
good or what?
One was failing, but the other 2 are actually still good. I
Wow.
was surprised.
Damn.
Yeah.
All my DJI Spark batteries that I had at the same time, like when I had the Phantom 3, the one that I sold to you,
Right.
that like all those batteries are completely dead. Like they won't charge, they won't do anything. They're garbage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised that you had only one failure. That's pretty good. And
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, and it like I said, it flew good. It was a little windy, and there was kids racing around on their quads. I was like tracking them, and
Ah, sweet.
they were pointing at it, and they took off, and I started recording like I got behind them and was flying behind them, and it was pretty cool. It was I haven't flown that thing in a long time. I wanted to get some pictures of the club field too, and that's all I kind of did. That's it, man. Really, who wants to go next, man? Still in search of a Neo. I was looking today. Everybody's got like basic, and I think
There's
I'm gonna
some
check
guy
my
that-
settings though, because the Neo, when you set it up, there's 2 settings, and I want to check whether I did the right thing. And I
Well-
think I did, because I think this Neo's been fine. It's was on other helicopters, but I just want to double check a few things.
This is the one that's shutting down. This is the one that's on your. What is it on?
It's on the Oxy 3, and no, it's just going out. When it gets too far away, it kind of like just drops. It like. So I want to check
checked
whether or
your
not.
Oh, it goes to
antennas
like check
inside?
I
your
want to check the
antennas.
antennas. I want to check whether or not
Yeah.
I have the right V-Link set up on it. Set up. So I just want to check that shit. And before I end, I wanted to throw out there to listeners, if anybody has any success with getting the new hobby, the Hobbywing ESCs to work with a V-Bar Classic controller, let me know. Send me an email or
What do you mean work?
whether they're able to get telemetry. Because remember I was talking about, I think last week I might have had a UI sensor going on my 690. Well, I checked that cable out. It's definitely the UI sensor that's failing, or something's going on with it. I'm getting no telemetry from it at all. I get, it powers up and I'm able to fly the helicopter, but I got to set a timer.
Oh, right.
So
You want a UI sensor? I have a couple. I'm not using. I'm not going to use anymore.
Can you get the telemetry straight into the V Control Classic?
that's what I
Or
don't
was
know.
there-
I
I'm not.
thought Andrew Lax at one point had it working.
Yeah.
But I'm
Thought you
just-
could,
I'm
but I'm not
curious.
sure.
Message
'Cause
him
I
on
mean-
Facebook if maybe
Yeah, I
Andrew
should.
knows. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought him and I were talking about it a couple years ago. But yeah, Steve, maybe we'll talk later about UI sensors. Maybe I'll just swap it out.
Yeah, got him. I'll send them to you. You can have them.
Yeah, so that's it for my week, man. Who's next?
I guess I'll go ahead and go next. I did not really do a whole lot, really anything RC related, other than I was on Discord Friday. A few people showed up. It wasn't as packed as it usually is, or on a good night, but we had Gucci and Skids from the Heliheads on there BSing. And of course, a few other people showed up. Of course, Devin showed up in there as well, and had a pretty good time. I was actually off Saturday, so I stayed up quite late. Of course, I was just doing stuff around the house, trying to do some rearranging, and as far as like my hobby area and stuff like that. I did sell one of my birds. I sold the 550X.
Nice.
So as I was on Discord, I was breaking it down. I just went ahead and shipped it in a goblin box. I didn't realize how much like the shipping rates have gone up. So it's like I tried finding a box that was small enough to at least fit the boom diagonally. It didn't have blades, so I was just trying to find a box that would fit the boom diagonally. That way, I could kind of save space, a little bit of weight. Hopefully, the rates were cheaper, and shit. Even the boxes were like $15, and it's like, oh, fuck that. I got boxes at home, so just went ahead and shipped it in a Goblin box, threw in whatever parts I had for it, and got it all broken down and hardware screwed back in and stuff like that. Got it all packed up. And shipped it out Saturday. Yeah, it's going to North Carolina, but highly doubtful it's going to be a combat bird. Dustin Holmes is who I sold it to, and he told me, he's like, he lived out in Raleigh for a little while, and he said he wish he would have known that there was a club out there. So yeah, I've been in that boat before. So but yeah, hopefully it'll get continue getting some good flights with that bird. It was great. I just hated working on it.
Maybe I'll see you one day in combat again.
It could be. Could very well be. Yeah, other than that, I've just been working like crazy. And that's about all I've got going. I still got to do a little bit of organizing here at the on the workbench and everything, because I'd like to eventually get started on some more wrenching, which we all know you guys like hearing about. So
More wrenching.
So yeah, who's next?
Andy, you want to go or shall I?
I can go. Mine's fairly short.
Okay.
I did not fly. I did not sim. I did work on the Spectre V2. It's almost ready, Kevin. You'll see it soon.
You'll see it soon.
Soon. It's almost ready.
Very soon.
Chill out soon or?
No, I ran into a couple issues, so it's not going to be ready for chill out. Not really with the just a few things that I want to do differently. Not anything with the kit, just some stuff that I don't like the way it's going together. So I made the decision yesterday to give up and not try to get it done for chill out. I mean, that was the goal, but I've been really busy on the farm, running around trying to get stuff ready so that I can be gone for over half a week. So it's kind of sucked. But I thought I had a really good idea. I was like, I am a freaking genius. This is going to be the best thing ever. So you know how people are using those torque servo washers to mount servos? I got to digging around on McMaster-Carr and found standoffs that should be the right dimensions. If it's a 2.5 millimeter bolt, it's 4.5 millimeters OD. I measured a servo as a 4.5 millimeter hole. I was like, this is perfect. It's 2 millimeters long, so it's not quite as long as the thickness of the mounting tab on the servo. It's like, this will be awesome. They're like 30-some cents a piece, so they're super cheap. You can buy a whole bag of them for $3, and
Damn.
I could use them to line up my servos and mount them. So I got them, and then I measured one, and it's 4.6 millimeters OD. And when I really, really measured the hole in the servo, it's more like 4.48. So they won't fit. Yeah, there's just enough. They just won't fit. So my good idea was more of a fail. But anyway, I thought it was worth a try. Like 20. Okay. Like $6 worth. So, no big deal. I suppose I could put a bunch of them on a bolt and put in a drill and file a little bit off, and then they would fit, but that's kind of a pain in the ass. So I probably won't work on it.
It's doable.
What do you mean it won't work?
No, more work than it's worth.
Oh, it's more work than it's worth. Yeah, I thought you said it won't work. I was like, yeah, it'll
So-
work. I'm too lazy to do that.
Chill out, bro.
It took you like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
do
that's
one.
true.
How many do you need per servo?
No, I would do like 4 or 5 at a time. Just take a long bolt, put a whole bunch on there, rub it across the file. I might do that. It actually, now that I think about it, it really wouldn't be. All I got to find is a long bolt. Just stick a bunch on there. We'll
Yeah.
see. Um, so I've been packing for the chill out, working on the camper. Of course, it rained all day today. Well, not all day, but most of the day. When it wasn't raining, I was trying to catch up on some work. So I was planning to be all packed today so that I could work in the morning and leave out at lunchtime tomorrow. I don't know if that's going well. That part is definitely not going to happen. So maybe I can get packed up in the morning, like after it quits raining at 8 and before. Well, I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to pack in the rain. I've done that before and it sucks carrying everything out through the pouring ass rain, getting soaked.
Yeah.
I've still got to hook up the camper. I haven't done the water, like de-winterize it, fill it with water. I got to check the air pressure in the tires. So much shit to do. Put the hitch on the truck. It's this part before every trip, every FunFly, that I ask myself, is it really worth it? This is a big pain in the ass to go to these things.
And then you get there and you say, hell yeah, it was worth it.
All the shit I've got to do. So I'm like, is it really worth it?
Is it worth
But
driving a camper?
Yeah.
That's the
I
question.
mean,
Or a smaller event that's like you can be there for a day or 2 or 3 days, you know?
yeah. Well, I'm going to be there Wednesday
You'll be there
night.
for a while.
I want to be there 4 nights. So, yeah. I mean, that's part of why I'm going early so I can make it worth the trouble.
Right, right. You're just doing Friday, Saturday? Oh.
Yeah, if I was only
folks.
doing Friday night, Saturday, which that's what I did last year, I didn't take the camper because it wasn't worth it. But with Tima going, she likes to be able to get somewhere warm if it's cold, lay down, hang out.
Dry, maybe.
Yeah, dry. So I'm sure it'll be worth it when I get there. It's just, and this is every event, like packing all the stuff, getting it together, and then being gone for 4 days when this time of year I've got so much to do. I really need to be here working. I'm sure it'll be fine, but this is just me being a negative Nancy. I'll have fun when I get there. I know it, so I'll push through and get there. And then when I get back, I'll be exhausted. I'll be like, damn, was it really worth it?
You start questioning yourself again.
And then, a month will go by and I'll forget and I'll be ready to go to another one. I'll forget all my woes.
Yeah.
That's all I've been up to is trying to get ready to see my buddies down in Knightdale, North Carolina. That's really the only reason I go to see everyone.
Oh, yeah.
What about you, Steve? Are you ready to go? Are you packed?
I am not packed. Not at all.
You're not leaving for another day, right?
Yeah, I'm basically gonna leave Thursday morning.
Thursday morning. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got basically one errand I need to run in the morning, and then from then on, I'm gonna hit the road. I should get there probably around by noon, I'm thinking, and then I'll stop by the field first, hang out for a bit, and then I gotta make sure I check into my hotel room. I don't want to. I'm like now freaked out about like staying out to 3 in the morning and then kind of check into a hotel room. It's not the Northeast. It's not like New York and New Jersey where shit pretty much like the front desk is pretty much open 24 hours. So I'm not used to that. So I got burned once almost, so I want to make sure I check into that hotel around 3-4 o'clock, maybe before dinner.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can go out and get dinner or something to eat and check in while you're out.
Yeah, we'll see what everyone does. Probably try to see what everyone does since Thursday night. I'm sure folks will be out there. We'll probably do some dinner and drink somewhere, type of deal. But yeah, so my week, let's see. Kind kind of broke into 3 different things: flew, bought, and built. I flew at my club. They rented this little, I don't know. So they were like, "Oh, we're doing this indoor fun fly, not fun fly, indoor fly, at a church." I'm like, okay, it's free. Just, donate $5, whatever. So I brought a couple of my, older stuff. I brought my UMX Timber that can fly in there. My OMPM1, little helicopter, and I brought like my FPV stuff because one of my clubmates was bringing his FPV stuff, so I figure I'll bring it out and see if I can get any of that stuff working. The drone stuff, I didn't end up doing any of that stuff because none of it's programmed in my DX9 anymore. Like, I don't have any of the programming, so nothing's set up, nothing's binded. So I'm like, I got basically a camera, so like there's nothing. I flew to UMX Timber, and that was fun. Now this place, it's a gymnasium, but like, I don't know. I pictured maybe something, decent size. No, this was a basketball court. So like,
It's just
think
like
about
turn.
no,
turn,
like just
turn,
keep turning.
turn.
Just keep turning. If you don't keep turning, and this is gonna sound bad. This is the first time they did this thing. So like, people are showing up and they're just kind of setting up anywhere in this place. Now, think about a basketball court, like literally an indoor basketball court, and you have like the basketball things, one of them was up, one of them still down, the hoops. And it's not like a school gym where you have like the full court and you have like 2 half courts going the other way.
Yeah.
This is a small gymnasium. One basketball court, no bleachers, no stands, no like area to even stand around the court.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Someone's smart idea is to set up on one end. And then more people came and they set up on the other end. So now they're flying against each other like this in a circle. Combat at each other, back at each other like this. And I'm just like, and I'm flying an airplane too, like I'm flying my UMX thing. And I'm like, am I going to hit that basketball hoop thing? Nope. Ooh, almost clipped it, which is like right over someone flying an airplane,
Yeah, you're
at me going the other way. So many times planes were like whizzing above my head and shit. It was so sketch.
So theoretically, you could have clipped the basketball goal, crashed into a guy, and then he crashes into you because he was disoriented.
Yes, because he lost track of his airplane as well,
Right.
Yeah, totally. It's the most sketchiest shit ever.
Nice.
And I'm like talking to the guy who organized it. I'm like, Robert, next time, let's set up
Have
here,
a pit area and then
then we can fly
area.
in a rectangle flight box. And he was like,
Yeah,
that would have been way better. There are so many close calls,
right.
man.
Having assigned. I'm surprised at that. I'm surprised they didn't do some kind of like assigned area, and then this is the pattern we're flying in.
Yeah, and they're like, one guy he brought like what it was like. It's like a little, almost like it looks like a diamond shape, like kind of like long in front, and it has like 2 motor propellers, whatever, and it's like a little UMX thing, and it flies pretty quick. Kind of tosses like a frisbee, and then just goes. He's flying that thing around, but he has to fly so fast. It's just like whipping around, hitting the walls, hitting the basketball, bouncing off the cement walls. It was hilarious. It was so great.
Noisy, like
Yeah, totally. I'm having fun by timber, like trying to just go one wheel on the ground and like just do stupid shit.
Nice.
But yeah. So the timber did well. It was great for that little area. If I had those little drones working, the FT, I don't know, the Gremlin, is it, Kevin? Remember that little drone that I built? Related props? I don't remember the name. I think it's FT Gremlin.
Yeah.
That, and I had that little like beta flight, or it's a tiny whoop basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was going to say
tiny whoop would have been good.
Yeah. But none of it was that binded, so.
Yeah.
I did fly the OMPM1, and that thing is beat the F up, man. It is like the collective is so off on it. Nothing's adjustable. Like, you can adjust it inside the flight controller, but as far as like your links, nothing's adjustable, right? You have like solid links from your
links.
Yeah, dog bone links from your servo to your swatch, and then from your swatch to it's DFC links. So there's really no adjustment. But like at mid stick, I'm like, 4 degrees positive, and then negative. No, sorry. Mid-stick, I was, 4 degrees positive, and then so negative was like 17 degrees, I think. It's my guess, and positive was like maybe like 11. So maybe like 14 and 11.
So
or something
almost
like that.
hovers at mid stick.
It was hovering at mid-stick.
Okay.
So
yeah.
think about when I flipped it and I gave negative. Holy shit, that was fun. It's such a small roof. Holy shit, that thing was like. Not only does it go woo really fast, but it also, because it's too much pitch, the tail can't hold. So it's like, and it twists around. I'm like, whoa, which way is it going? And I caught it once or twice, but once it went like, Kevin, remember the time at the field when it's you, me, and Jeff, and I had the blade 180 CFX, and I'm just flip, and then it just went flip right to the ground, right next to us.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't
right in between me and you.
But it went like flip, and went straight down in front of like this guy that was in the corner and like kind of next to another guy. And it just dropped. Like I dumped it. Like as soon as I started going towards him, I dumped like full negative to like just push into the ground. But it came close. I was like, ooh, this is not the right route for this place. Like I can't fly this helicopter in here. I can't fly helicopters indoors, man. I am just not good at helicopters indoors.
It's hard. You need a big area though.
Yeah.
I was telling that story just recently about when we went out to Ohio and we were flying indoors at Neff, and we flew the helicopters, and I had the 180, and I did a backflip and never pushed into negative. I just plowed it nose in. I drove the canopy like halfway through the body, and and I was so determined the next year with the Oxy 3s, I'm doing a Piro flip indoors. And I remember doing that, and I was like, all right, drop the mic, I'm done.
Yeah.
And that was the year I think you tumbled down the wall. I was telling that story to somebody just recently. It's hilarious.
It's that flip and negative, and I pop it up and just like, into the moon. Yeah. So that was fun. But that was only actually from 9 o'clock to 11:30.
That is cool that somebody organized that, though.
Yeah,
that's great.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So we're actually gonna do another one in March at the same place. So I'm gonna see what else I can bring to Destroy.
Nice.
I want to
do some little drones program.
Yeah,
that'd probably be pretty fun to go zipping around up through the rafters and down around.
Right, and even the hoops, because they move, they have all like the bar.
Yeah,
that'd
be pretty cool.
Be fun, I think, and we could set up a table to land on and like skip up off and stuff. It'd be cool.
I forgot you had UMX Timber.
Yeah, it's fun. I fly it, I don't know, once in a while on my front or backyard, but I don't know. It becomes boring quick.
Flies it when he wants to just sit back and chill the F out.
Yeah. So I did go to the field after that to do some flying, but before that, I kind of bought something, and then I'll kind of go back to flying. But so I kind of planked it up a bit. I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know. Something's going on with me, but
plank it up.
I planked it up a bit.
Man?
It's perfect. Yes. So there's a deal on Facebook, and like kind of by where my club is in Dinwiddie, and it was like $150 for like a bunch of like pictures of planes, and I was like, I don't know, there was like 5 planes or 4 planes there. I'm like, it's like $150, and I'm like, I'll offer $80 for the whole lot, see if they take it. And she was like, yeah, come and get it.
Oh, damn.
So I came and picked it up. It was $80, and this is what I got. I got 2 Nitro trainers, 40 size, like about 47, 80, 50-inch wingspan. A Hobby King Bixler, a Cessna 182 that's like a Depron, but like full fuselage, not like a profile plane, but a Depron foamy. Another Cessna 182 that's like EPP foam, or like the denser foam that I guess more of the newer planes are made out of, but this is like a big one. Like I think the wingspan's like 60 something inch, and it has floats, and it's fuselage is like huge, like it's fat, like it's weird, it's really fat looking. I'll send some pictures. But with that, came some old 72 megahertz radio, some garbage, whatever. A starter, a whole bunch of like extra motors. Like I have like 3 or 4 Nitro Evolution. I think
Yeah,
of
that's
Bison
the
brands
yeah.
or Hanger 9, I think, or yeah, that
Mhm.
company. But yeah, a couple of those 40 size motors and stuff. But like a whole bunch of stuff for $80. And I posted already for my club, and one of them is gonna pick up the Nitro Trainer, for $50.
Mhm.
I'll sell probably the starter and like some Z-bend pliers and some tools that I'm not gonna ever use for like a couple bucks around here, and I'll make the $80 for sure. And then the rest of it, oh yeah, I'm gonna have fun crashing at the field. I don't know. You know what it is? It's like the heli's crashing. It's like, oh man, like it sucks, right? Like it doesn't hurt. Like I'm not like, oh, I'm sad because I crashed. It's more like, oh crap. Okay, now I gotta put an order in and clean it
Yeah,
up
I
and
was gonna.
fix it.
Yeah,
Like and then fix it and then boom, I'll fly again. But these planes, man, I get them super cheap, and all I do is just toss them in the air,
it's
get
just throw.
one
Yeah,
flight, freaking barrel them into the ground, take the Neo, take everything out of it, put it in the next plane, and just do it all over again. I have so much fun doing them. I don't mind spending 50, $100 here and there to do it. So. So the nitro trainer, I might actually fly a little bit and kind of get back into like flying a nitro airplane a bit. Just kind of reminiscing my childhood days with
Yeah.
trying to get this going.
Mhm.
And the Bixler I'm gonna do as an FPV bird, like with head tracking. I want to do that whole thing. I want to give that a try.
Is it a
Um,
pusher prop?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
pusher. So the props like in the back
Ah,
up a little.
nice.
And
Yeah.
then the Cessna, I already I'll go into building. I already built the Cessna 182, the small Depron one. So I put high tech servos that I had, and I put a Neo that was on my gasser. So there's a Neo from the aluminum case in the Lynx case in that little $5 Depron foam piece of shit that airplane. But hey, I'll fly it. It'll be fun. I taxied around it. It goes. I put a little quad motor in the front.
What what brand is the bigger one? The EPO foam one. I
I
think
don't
that's
know.
EPO foam, by the way.
It's
That denser stuff that the new ones are made out of,
yeah.
like stronger, heavier.
Yeah. This it's pretty.
EPP's the really flexible foam, like the what's his name used to make. Um,
Foam to me
Oh, yeah,
feels like
yeah.
this, kind of like a cheap foam. It feels to me that the foam's like packing foam cheap, like like not really
okay,
good foam. Like
that's the yeah, that's the crappy stuff.
Dan
yeah,
Greathouse, right? It he used to make that stuff out of that foam you're thinking of, Andy.
No, I'm thinking of the he was up from your guys' neck of the woods
Yeah, he
there around
moved to
Jersey or
Jersey,
somewhere.
and then he was out in Ohio or
There were
something.
profile 3D planes, but they were like flexible, like real like
Oh,
bendy kind of
Hmm.
foam.
yeah, RA cores.
Yes,
oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
No,
I
not that
think
type
that
of
is
foam.
EPP. I think.
Okay, yeah, no,
I
it's not
can't
that type of
remember.
foam.
I think EPO is like the Z foam, like E Flight's got like the really
Yeah,
good, nice,
I'll
dense
take a
foam.
picture and send it to you guys. I don't actually even have a picture on my phone.
I could be wrong on those because it's been a while since I looked all that up, but I
Yeah,
think that's what it is.
yeah, but I thought it was a pretty good deal that I picked up. So, yeah. And then I went back to the field, and then I got like a whole bunch of nitro flights in. I fixed the nitro, so I wanted to make sure the nitro was
Sweet.
flying before the chill out. I brought the orange raw, drew that down a little bit. Was mainly messing with the head speeds on that one because my bank 1 to bank 2 was like 1600 to like 1850. So it's such a big difference. I wanted to kind of like bring bank 2 down and bring bank 3 to bank where bank 2 was because 1850 is where I like to fly that raw
Hmm.
electric raws. So I wanted a middle bank now. So I have like about a 1760, 1720 or so. And that's as a middle bank, which I kind of like to fly now in that. So I kind of like the lower head speeds on the electric now. I don't know. Maybe it's the nitro.
You've gotten used to the nitro, so
Yeah. The electrics are just
slowing
way too
down the
fast
electric
now.
is nice. Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then is that it? Oh, one of the other planes was this like Great Plains EDF too, like some Russian. It's a red plane, just a wing with an EDF in the middle. I'll probably
Okay.
build that and toss that into the ground too. all the people that listen to us that like fly airplanes will be like
What are you gonna do,
anyway,
man?
yeah. I don't know. It's fun. I enjoy the hobby. That's so. If you have a cheap plane that you don't care about,
Steve's your guy.
send it my way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what the next plane is? I
Uh-oh.
bought it from Shaggy.
Oh boy.
Ooh, he's good. He's gonna love seeing that video.
Oh
I
no.
think he said, "Wait a minute, you're gonna crash it? Maybe I shouldn't sell it to you."
Did he say take care of my airplane?
He said, "It's all ready to go." And I'm like, "Okay." Ripped out the receiver, put a V-bar mini on it.
It's all ready to go into the ground.
Yeah, I got the V-bar already on the program, ready to go. So that's another thing I worked on. I worked on a lot of things this week. I've been pretty busy with the hobby.
Cool, man.
Nice.
Okay, enough about that. Let's go into the main topic. Chill the F out, bro. I don't even know what the hell we're talking about.
I don't know. What are we talking about? We're talking about chilling out.
Do you chill out?
No.
Nah,
no.
we've done that. Been there, done that. Some other podcasts done the crap out of it as well too. I mean, gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're talking about people that are irking you and need to chill out, or maybe you need to chill out. I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends on who
be.
you are.
So we're talking about Steve?
No,
Oh.
talking about people.
Oh, okay. Well, you said people that annoy me, so I didn't know.
Well, you got to narrow it down. Which Steve, man?
Yeah, which one?
Well, there's a lot of Steves.
All
I
of them.
know,
All of
right?
All of them.
Nice.
No.
So what are we talking about? Yeah, how to handle some annoying person, right? You could be at a club, you have a person that's kind of annoying at the club that gets in your face maybe, or maybe trolls online. There's people online that
Mhm.
like to push buttons.
Really?
What do you do about them? How do you handle them?
I say stuff under my breath for a long, long time. Sometimes I say stuff. I'm not even talking about in the hobby. Like if I'm out in public and like this just happened to me. I think it was yesterday. I went to a place to get some food, and of course there's some loudmouth. One of you loudmouth Yankees got to come down here and be on the phone while you're
Oh my
online.
gosh.
And it's like, but it could be anything. It's like when the guys, every other word is the F word, and then the family walks in behind them. I've literally said to guys, like, dude, you realize you're out in public? Like, can you tone it down? You're not in your living room. I mean, that's when I'm like, hey, you gotta chill out. But like, man, if I'm eating somewhere and there's somebody that's annoying the shit out of me, like just is overly like loud, and I gotta hear every little detail of their life, yeah, then I'm like under my breath, like, when you go home, stay there. Like I'm coming up with all these comments. Andy would laugh his ass off. He'd be sitting there laughing hysterical, and I'd be getting pissed. And I don't know,
What
dude.
I like to do is make fun of the person to whoever I'm with.
It's
I
really
mean,
tough.
not that they can hear it, but
It's really, really difficult in the hobby. And like Steve and I came from a great flying field in North Brunswick there. Like everybody was really cool. You might have had a few plankers that said a few things. This field I'm at now is a little different. Like there's a guy who's there 24/7 and very rarely, extremely rarely flies. I've been going there like 6-7 months now. Never seen the guy fly anything of his own. He'll fly other people's stuff, but the comments constantly coming out of his mouth. Like, and I've been ignoring them. And oh yeah. Like if the plane goes down or the helicopter goes down, there's a comment coming from him. And that's for me, I don't know about you guys, but that for me can really ruin a club like that because I don't want to fly there anymore. Like, but I've kind of like dealt with them now. I mean, I don't give a shit. Not that I'm saying I ever did give a shit, just like, you know what I mean? Like, some people can't take that, and some people, don't have that tough, thick skin and stuff like that. Sorry, Andy, you were gonna say something?
Oh no, I wasn't going to say anything important.
Yeah, so I deal with that way where it's just like I don't really care anymore, But some people, I can easily see how like people would easily get discouraged if they showed up and you built a flight test plane, you're just getting in a hobby, and he's gonna make a stupid comment, and I don't know, what can you do? Like, what can you do about people like that?
Tell him to shut up.
You could say something to his
Yeah.
You could say something to the president of the club. You can, I don't know.
I mean, you could say something to that person.
And
I
you
mean,
can say
they're
something
all
to that
adults,
person. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
that person might not like it,
Yeah.
but you could also be like, I don't like you talking shit about whatever, me or my aircraft or anything. Like keep your comments to yourself if I get annoyed of it.
Yeah.
I mean,
And you could take a set of dikes and cut the valve stems on his tires too if you wanted to while he wasn't looking.
You
I
could,
just
but don't do
I
that.
have a tool, man. I just take the valve stem
You
completely
just
out.
remove the valve stem. I love it.
Yeah. Why leave that in there?
Don't
That's
do that,
too easy
Andy.
to fix.
Well, I don't want to.
No, don't do that. That's petty.
Do what Andy would do. Throw him in the river.
Yeah, just throw them in the river.
Oh no.
Fit them with some concrete galoshes first.
What I would probably wind up doing is flying my airplane. Nah, because I'd probably get kicked out of the club. I was gonna say fly into the pits where he was sitting all the
I
time.
thought you said fly to his head, and I would have gone. Next thing that out of my mouth said, "You've done that already."
Yeah, I've done that twice, and then I get kicked
If
out.
you don't want to be confrontational and you have somebody there with, you can just talk to them about how this guy's an asshole loud enough that they can hear it. It's like, can you believe this guy with the comments? Guy doesn't know shit, but he's telling everybody else what to do.
Yeah, never seen
And
him
then
fly
see how it
anything of
goes
his
from
own.
there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one.
Tough one.
Or you can just ignore it.
Like I'm not sure if that's even what you guys meant, but like that's kind of the latest thing I've seen.
But that could be it, right? Like, I mean, you can have those people that make comments, maybe behind your back or whatever, and you hear about it, and it's like, how do you handle that? That's like annoying thing. Like, you don't want to have to like, it's this is a hobby for us, right? So we want to have fun. To me, this hobby, if it
Absolutely.
ain't fun, then fuck it. Like, fuck all of it. Like, what's the point? So like, I'm big on like this positivity shit. Like, if you start getting really negative on me, I just will ignore you, pretty much. I will drop you. I just ignore the person. That's how I handle it. Unless they're in my face, then I get right back in their face and tell them, chill the fuck
that's
out.
why Steve always ignores me. I see now.
You
I'm
understand
too
that?
negative.
I don't like, life's too short. Fucking like, I want to enjoy this hobby to the max. I want to have fun. I want to, the camaraderie and all the things that come with it. So.
And that's kind of like, that's why I kind of eventually gravitated. I mean, I still fly with plankers, and I've had a great time in Jersey with that club. But I mean, the heli guys to me are, more. There's more camaraderie and the more like thinking, and we're kind of all like brothers and sisters. And when you get that person like that, I mean, they get weeded out really quick. Like, I can think of a few instances where a person was an asshole, or it just never came back around.
They'll easily get shunned out of the hobby, or just people will stop helping them or start wanting to hang out with them, right? So like,
yeah.
So it all kind of comes around, I think, at the end. But how people handle it, like, I don't think fighting is good. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll kick someone in the face real quick if I have to, but I don't want to.
You almost can't fight anymore. I mean, get arrested for assault and sued
exactly.
and all this shit.
It.
I mean, it's not
worth it.
I mean, there's plenty of people need a good punch in the face, but you're really afraid to punch someone in the face because then they fall down and get hurt, and then your whole life is fucked up. So
yeah,
unless
the smart moves, just ignore it.
Just ignore it. Unless they hit you.
If valve stems are like $5 a piece, so.
And that's why I like the valve stem idea, because it's very low damage, right? I mean, all you're doing is letting the air out, and you just
let the air out.
Put the valve stem back in and pump back up. You don't have to. It's not like slashing tires.
No, Steve. Kevin said he cut them off, so then he got to fucking demount the tire, put a new valve stem in. That's a big pain in the ass.
I guess there is labor involved with that.
Oh, that's terrible.
But the damage is only like funny. Anyways, we shouldn't be talking about this.
Yeah, don't do this.
Don't do
Some
anything
Northeast
we
shit.
say.
Don't do this
ever.
shit. Yeah, don't do
Anything
it.
Kevin says.
We're not liable if we're not bailing you out of jail when you get
Oh.
arrested.
Right.
Call someone else.
Well, and you know what? Another trait that I have, I don't know about you guys. I know I definitely didn't get this from my father because he had a fuse that was like, quarter-inch fuse, and I can usually wait around, and eventually shit happens to people. When you wait around long enough,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. You wait around, and
Like,
karma kind of comes around.
Yeah.
And takes care of those folks.
And I hang out with a lot of great people at the club, and I think this guy's okay. It's just like, dude, you got to know when to shut your mouth,
Well,
like.
I mean, let's like this guy, right? Like, I mean, what about Ryan? He had a big mouth, right? Talking people into the ground, and he kind of had a reputation of that, right? Like,
Yeah.
whenever I flew and he tried to do that shit, I just ignored him,
Yeah.
And then like after the flight, I'd be like, yo, fuck off. Like, stop your shit, man. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. The first time I ever got chirped at, man, it fucking rattled me. But anymore, right? It just pushed me a little harder. So it affects people differently.
And that's the thing. It depends how you chirp. Like Jay, I'll fly at RCHO and Jay be like, all right, let it breathe. Okay, go, dig deeper, do this, and he'll encourage. And that type of chirping, you want to go lower, you want to cut grass, you want to skid bump, you want to do things. But the thing where like, Ryan's like, put it in the fucking ground, all that shit. It's like, come on, I don't want to fucking hear you speaking into a mic like that. Chill the fuck out. Like, stop your shit. And eventually, enough people said that shit to him that you notice he doesn't. I mean, at the last events that he, we're going to, I don't think he really did that anymore.
No, he didn't do
recall.
a whole lot of it.
Right. So I think it's just like it kind of comes around like that, right? Like, you do something annoying, like people will eventually be like, don't be around me or stop. Yeah.
I think he only does it to certain people now, to be honest. I mean, the ones that he knows. Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
Well, and I don't think Ryan, I think Ryan's a little different than some of the people I've talked to, only because I think Ryan's more along, let's have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
Some of the people that I was mentioning, I think are just got nothing else to like talk about, or, this is the best thing in their life is to bring other people down kind of thing,
Well,
or they think they're elevating themselves by bringing other people down. You've seen it in the workplace and stuff like that. I'm sure everybody has,
Yeah, I mean, there are folks with that personality that want to bring people down to quote unquote their level per se, right? Like, possibly. I think it's all in people's heads though. Like, I don't think you bring anyone down. It just makes you look like a fool. But whatever.
No, you're right.
Ultimately, when I go to a field, I just aim to have fun. So it's like a lot of times, if I run into an asshole or whatever, I just ignore them. It's like even when I go flying at a planker field and I know they're talking shit, because as soon as you turn around, you see them both kind of sitting up, like they were watching the flight, and it's like, yeah, I know what's going on there. So it's like, I knew what was happening. I wasn't saying anything.
Pretty lucky, I think. I don't know. Most of the clubs I've joined, I've rarely had problems with members. I mean, maybe one or two might talk some shit, like I said, behind my back or anything, but like, I don't think I've had any real confrontation. I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't think I've had any confrontations at a field. If anything, I've just kind of avoided it because it just wasn't really worth the trouble.
I mean, I had one when I was flying my I can remember flying my what was it, the Radiant, the FT Radiant, one time up and around, and I didn't want to land on a Geotex runway, so I kind of landed on the patch of grass way down to one side between where you're basically standing to fly and the runway. So it's like, I don't know, 15, 20 foot like patch of grass, the length of the runway. And I put it down way down there, and I went and got it. And I remember the president of the club coming up to me at that time and said, "Hey, can you do me a favor? You're going to land it in the grass. Can you land it on the other side of the runway or try and keep it on the runway?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." But I went back to the guys I was flying with, and I was like, "Dude, I could hit a toddler with this thing, and it's not going to do any damage." Like, it was coming in so freaking slow. I'm like, "Well, whatever, I'll do it, But I don't know. It's weird. I think, I think for the most part, everybody's out to, enjoy the hobby and make the hobby great and make the field great. I mean, down here, I've seen, the guy that takes care of the field. It's amazing what they do and what they let go on as far as like the other guys want to build, a track for their cars and want to add on to that or build the crawling track that they let go on, that's been really cool. And, it's pretty cool. And that's got to be a balance too of being, hey, I can let these people do what they want to do, but then I got to also you got to balance it out because you know how that goes when you'll have people taking over, you'll have the RC car guys going into the quad area and, that kind of thing. And then you'll have that going on. So it's kind of an art form, really.
I feel like, depending on the club too, like, I think clubs have like I don't know. I feel like I've been around in the hobby enough and joined enough clubs to know like what I want in a club and what I don't want in a club. And not that like there's an annoying person at a club that makes me not want to be part of that club, but maybe just the mindset of that club or how the club thinks about how they operate. And those are things that I think once I get an insight into, it helps. It also drives my decision of like renew my membership at a club or not. On how they operate and how they handle like events and how they handle things for the members or for guests and things like that. Like how they handle being an ambassador of this hobby. And if they don't handle themselves in like changing things like, I'm not going to name a club or anything, but changing like something like a bylaw where you're saying that guests can only fly there once a year. And it's because there are some guests that would come 3 times a year and fly and use their field and use the facilities and stuff. And because the facilities are so well, amenited, that like the cost of it and running operations will, these folks are like, well, I'd rather not have these folks come and fly and use our electricity or our facilities, if they come more than 3 times or more than once. So that law kind of got passed through the club and kind of made me think like, well, are you really trying to promote the hobby then, or are you trying to make money, or or is it only about money at that point where like this person can't come even if they don't charge? Like they can fly nitro and have their stuff all ready to go, everything charged up, not use any of the facilities, but they can't come more than once because of the perception that they're going to use the electricity and facilities and blah blah blah. And like it kind of makes me think like, why would I want to contribute to a club that's like that,
Yeah, it's kind of sketchy.
Right. So I think it's not just like people that need to chill out, but I think organizations or clubs need to chill that out too, You have good clubs like RC chilling with Jay and those folks are doing out there, But then you have other clubs that are more interested in other things, that are not related so much to the hobby, not solely at least. Not growing the hobby, not promoting the hobby and supporting it. So, do they get my support? No, not really. I'll still go to events there and stuff like that. I'll still support them in that manner, but that's the level of support, not a membership support like I used to. So. This also goes for brands, right? Brands could be like that too. People, just anything in the hobby, really.
Yeah, and we've talked about the hobby shops like that I've run into.
Yeah, like Tech Toys, man.
What's the price on this? You got to ask a price for everything, and
yeah, you gotta look
Tech
it up.
Toys, dude, Tech Toys was weird, man.
He had everything, like Blade and blah blah, but he had pretty much everything. But like, it was such a pain to deal with the guy and gets things, and like, he had a ledger that he handwritten,
Right. He handwrote everything he sold into a book.
And just
And
Like,
every time I walked in the
Damn.
store, I thought he just got a shipment of something because there was always boxes all over the place.
over place. Yeah, you can't
And-
walk around. Yeah.
You know, at that point, I don't know, man. Like even the dude in Kenville, at least he had stuff kind of organized, and
Yeah.
he had been there for like 100 years, the same as
Yeah.
Tech Toys. And Tech Toys at one point got so large they expanded to the business next door, and then kind of that. I think he sold that back
Okay.
because they used to be twice as large as they
Oh,
were.
really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know whether he had a slot track in there or what, but I don't know. I really didn't get turned off by that too much. That guy. I remember early on being into a couple of the smaller helis like the 250 and trying to find like bolts to it. I had no idea they were metric or what size they were, and he was like, "You don't know what size they are?" I was like, "No, dude, I bought it like everything used. I didn't get a manual." And it was from Hobby King, so I didn't want to tell him it was from Hobby King or anything. I was just looking for nuts and bolts and stuff like that. And he was really nice, but yeah, the way it was a little strange though.
Yeah, he's
the way
very
he
eccentric.
conducted business. And that other place off of oh shit, that one place I went into, I used to drive by it all the time too. Man, what route was that? It crossed the middle of Jersey there. It was like that 3-letter DRL Hobbies or something. When I went in there years ago, and I was ready to spend some money, man. And that kid was on
Oh,
the
yeah.
simulator doing his
You're telling me.
TikToks, man, and could not be bothered to like just
I
help
wonder if
me
that
out.
guy flies helis now.
I
That
don't
kid
know,
that you're
man.
talking about. That'd be funny if he actually like flies helis and we see him at a club or you see him at an event or something.
I don't even know if I would recognize him, but I knew I was
Yeah.
like, dude, I was like, how do you let a guy walk out? Like I had a few questions and yeah.
I've had that. I've had that where like I go in a hobby shop ready to spend money, like ready to drop $400 or $500 to buy some stupid RC car, but like the person be like, and I'll turn me off, like just talking to them, like. No.
Yeah, and I mean that's the whole nature of retail, customer interaction, and like how do you even let that happen? I don't know, man.
I think like for that tech toy guy, I think his passion for the hobby drove him into doing it as a business, but
Yeah.
he's not a business person, like.
Right.
Like you look in his cabinets, it's like everything is like all the old school Tamiya and stuff, and like it's cool. I'll be like, dude, how much for that? I want to buy that old,
Right. Yeah.
first gen, like RC10, like with the anodized, main plate frame and stuff. And it's like, they're not for sale. They're just for, okay. If you want to shop, like, why wouldn't you want to sell it? If someone said like, I'll give you $200 for that right now, I'm like, yeah, sure. I guess sentimental value, but I mean, I don't know.
And like you're saying, you started out enjoying the hobby, and then you thought it'd be great to own a business, and I think that's when you don't know what you're doing in business too much, and then you lose like all interest in the hobby because of the business,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do really think that like people that are still in the hobby that needed a business, and still in it, still flying, still in the business aspect and flying, give it to them,
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? What about trolls online? How do you handle people that are like trolling you online? Or how do you handle trolling people online? You're the troll, maybe. I don't know.
I'll usually just throw some shit back at them, and then if they don't shut the fuck up, I block them. I've had to do that with one before, so I can't. I'm not gonna name names, but I think we know.
I don't know. Who was it?
I
Was
don't
it
know.
me?
No.
All right.
Yes, it was you, Kevin.
It wasn't me.
It was me, probably.
It's probably Andy.
Nah.
Probably me.
Nowhere near Andy.
Ooh.
I troll Iaen to his face. I don't do it online.
Yeah.
He trolls me with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On video conference.
I'm an idiot.
Trolls me with me.
Nice.
I don't know, dude. The last time I trolled somebody online was probably like, oh man, probably 98 or some shit. I was going back and forth. I was going back and forth with some dude, and he was like, anything else? And his last comment to me was like, anything else? I was like, yeah, move out of your parents' basement. I said something like that. That was like the worst I could come up with, and never heard anything else back from him. It was something stupid like
Well,
that.
he moved out of his parents' basement. Now he doesn't have internet. Gosh.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's it.
I don't think I've ever been trolled online, and I only troll friends, people I know, just as like friendly trolling. So I don't know. I don't know what you do. I guess shut your phone and then go do something else.
Yeah, ignore it just like anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably
Crying
what
to
I
your
would do.
pillow.
I mean, if the person's like constantly tagging you or shit, like, yeah, I guess you could block them eventually.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never had to experience that.
Yeah.
Everybody loves me, apparently.
It's a millennial thing.
Apparently.
Apparently. I'm sure they don't. It's a millennial thing. Well, Iaen, yeah, I guess so, because Ian's the only one here that's been trolled and had to block somebody, and he's the only millennial.
Yeah.
So maybe you're right, Steve.
I usually try not to get involved in anything unless it like directly involves me. So it's just like, and then that's normally when I'll try to pipe up, say something. If they don't like it, fuck them.
Man, you're definitely smarter than you look. Shit, that's the right thing to do. Yeah. There's sometimes you don't engage, right? Don't engage on the thing, or don't engage something that might get you trolled. Like, I don't know. Sometimes, like,
I mean, at the field,
I
think the only thing I can think of, only one instance, like, for example, I went to a planker field. I had told all the pilots that I was going to be at the far end of the field flying my 630. And I wasn't really doing much of anything. I only brought like 2 packs. I was clear at the end of the field, and like this kid in his foamy kept coming clear into my flight space. I mean, he was actually flying over where I'm, working on orientations, and I had to finally pipe up and tell the kids, like, "Hey, kid, if I hit your shit, I ain't paying for it."
He's probably like, "I ain't paying for your shit either." Who's gonna be more out? Me or your shit?
Well, honestly, I probably would have cut right through it and kept going, and he's gonna be like,
It depends, man. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't know. I've had some similar experience, I guess. Like, I mean, I don't know if I got angry though. I didn't really.
I didn't even get mad. I just had to pipe up and say something.
Kevin knows that Fly Fest, we're like heli guys are like tossed that all the way at the far end, and it's like the main flight line, the beginner flight line, then the heli 3D line.
Yeah.
You have beginners flying into the heli 3D line all the time because they don't know. They don't know the distance. They can't, gauge it. They're so focused on the aircraft, they don't know their surroundings of the aircraft, right? Like they don't know where they're going because they're just focused on that little aircraft. So, and you kind of like, hey, stay over on your side, like kind of yell back at them a little bit, maybe try to scare them with your helicopter a bit, but you don't know.
Yeah, just pinch pump it into their side a little bit. They'll stay back.
Yeah.
I was chasing a few with my Oxy 3.
Yep, I remember that.
Steve's like, get him, Kevin, get him.
That was encouraging. It was so
Yeah, it was like you have, I don't want to say the most experienced pilots, but you have like somewhat experienced pilots next to zero experienced pilots. That was like just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. I was surprised there wasn't more mid-airs, but I don't think there was any with heli.
No, I don't think so. Well, it was just me, you, and there was
a couple guys, I remember.
Yeah. Couple line guys, and then Charles Booker, right, was out there? Was it Charles?
Charles Booker. I remember Ethan.
Ethan was out. Yep.
Yeah. It wasn't much, but I think we did what we could to represent the helis at those events.
Yeah.
As far as like drama goes, like I said, that's like the only thing I can probably think of. But I've been to more, fields and stuff where, obviously there's a couple fields here in my area that, you can fly helis there. It's just like on the other side of the field. One particular field, the helipad is, like the south side of the field, and it's like this little tiny helipad. You don't really have much, flight room as far as like side to side, but you're always facing south. So no matter where you're flying, you're in the sun. And I haven't flown at this field, and I haven't been to the field in like 20 plus years. But I showed up, just kind of checked the field out, and like was getting ready to, fly the NX4, and a couple of the guys that, the plankers at the field, they're just like, "You getting ready to fly?" It's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Come over here, fuck that little pad." They had me use the tarmac. They're like, some of the old plankers might have a problem with it, but if we're here, we're not gonna have any issues. This is pretty cool. So it's like nice.
Yeah, it's nice to find members like that or people in the hobby that's supportive no matter what you fly.
Yeah, and like one of the guys there that was flying planks, he actually had bought some scale planes and scale helis, I mean, and he was kind of asking me questions about it, especially like the nitro. I mean, that was the only one I brought that day. Considering I can just bring my fuel, my radio, and one pack, and I can probably get 3 flights.
Yeah, and it's funny because that's for a random thing. Like my perception of the current club that I joined was that like they're a bunch of plankers. They don't want helicopter guys there. They don't want 3D guys there. Like why should I bother even joining this club? And the
Right.
reason I got that impression is when I spoke to a club member. I think it was either on the phone or maybe by email, and I was like, trying to get information. Hey, what kind of club is it? Do you guys allow helicopters? Do you guys, have separate flight lines? Like, how do you guys, and the response was, the person's response was, you have to fly the pattern, can't hog the field. And I asked, what was hogging the field? And saying, well, if someone wants to fly, and, you're flying, they're either going to fly with you or they're going to ask you to land. And I was like, really? So like it took me a while. I didn't join this club. Like I didn't even stop by or anything. A whole year basically living in Virginia. And so, but one day I know why. I got tired of freaking driving an hour and a half to Fredericksburg back.
Right.
Right. So I got tired of that. So I'm like, you know what? It's wintertime, or it's getting to be wintertime. It's like fall last year, and I got joined in October or November. I'm like, I'm gonna join this club because if they're real plankers like that like you gotta fly the pattern, you don't, blah blah blah, down hog the field, all that stuff, they're really like that, then if there's any cold weather or wind, they're not gonna fly, and that means I'll have the whole field to myself. So I joined, and I went there, and there's a couple, this was in October, November. I went there a couple times with field members there, and every single person I met was cool. Like no one said anything about the pattern. They're like, yeah, at first they're like, yeah, we try to fly this pattern. And I'm like, well, I fly like kind of back and forth, and I kind of fly forward and back. Like I fly 3D, so like, I'll throw up a flight. You can see how I fly, and see. And after I flew, they're like, wow, kind of pressed and all that stuff. But more so than anything, I think I showed them that I'm in control, so they weren't like scared of it. So they seemed pretty welcoming, and it's interesting because my initial perception of this club was going to be like, fuck, why am I going to waste my money and time and give it to this planker club and like, have a crappy experience flying there. But actually trying it out, completely 180. These are like awesome people, I'm getting one guy who used to fly like 30%. Like when I met him, all he flew was 30% airplanes, like this big gasser and just sport flying and pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And he showed some interest in helicopters. He had a Goblin 500 and a Blade 450X. Now he has an XL Power 550 he's building right now.
Damn.
Sold the Goblin 500. He's like updating. He bought a V Control Neos. Like he's going all in on the helicopters. Like that's all he's worked on. He hasn't flown a plane since I've been hanging out with this guy. So I've been like totally like getting him into helicopters and stuff, and this other guy, like, he's into like, he does real estate, so he's into some of the drone stuff and camera stuff, and he actually got me into kind of getting this DJI camera again. I even bought a fucking GoPro.
Nice.
60 3D whatever the 360 cams.
Oh,
I want to
nice.
set that thing up in the field, and I want to fly around it. I don't care if I hit it. I just want to fly around and see what it looks like. like smack right, stop at it, do some TikToks right in front of it, like right over it or something to see like with 360. So you can pick any part of the camera view you want. It's gonna be cool. I'm thinking I'm gonna try to make some cool videos with that, but yeah, the club came out, you know, the members and everything turned out to be super cool, and the field is like, in the most part, like it's great. The sun's never in my eyes, you know. It's not a huge field, it's not a huge place. It's noisy with the train track behind you, but you know, it works. It's 20 minutes away, door to door. It works. So,
Hell yeah, dude.
you know, there's always a flip side to this thing, right? Like, you know, how you might have thought something might have been annoying, but actually, you know, you get to know the club or the people, and it might not be.
Nice.
All right. Anything else before we move it on?
No, I can't think of anything.
All right. When we post this, listeners, tell us how you handle negativity in the hobby, or an annoying person, or annoying club, or something annoying in the hobby that you're like, we don't need that in our hobby.
Fuck no.
Yeah, let us know what those are. Is it Ian's tech tip? I don't know. Do we have one for this week? I don't know. We'll find out. None's written here, so I don't know.
Oh,
Actually, we do, and I pulled it out of my ass. All right.
Oh, I don't
wait.
want
I don't
Wait
know
a
what
minute.
they said. Wait. And RCHO's come in? You know what those guys are all into. No.
No, this week's tech tip, you know, I've had to ship helis before as far as going to RCHO chill out last year. But also when it comes to selling, you know, a machine, maybe you want to, you know, just sell off the kit and, you know, move up to the next best thing. So what I ended up selling my 550X this past week. So I had to, of course, go and find a box. Typically, when I look for boxes, you know, for whatever machine it is, I typically go by the longest item or article that's going to be of that machine, because obviously when you ship something, you want to break it down as much as you can, or at least the littlest as possible. For example, I'll take the tail off.
You just say as much as you can, as little as possible. That's total opposite. So I don't know what you mean by that.
Well,
I think he said the littlest.
let's not forget that he just started talking, but he hasn't said what this tip or anything. So the listeners are completely lost. Can you tell us what you're talking about?
Shipping a heli.
Okay.
Shipping helis or a heli.
Wouldn't it be a good idea to start with that?
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, typically what I do first is I measure the article or part, the longest part in what's going to be in the package. So typically it'd be like either blades or tail boom. So I go off of those measurements. You know, what's it going to be is like if you have to turn everything either diagonal or, you know, just to get everything to fit. Typically I take obviously blades come off, boom comes off. I'll typically take off like skids, maybe pull the main rotor off with the shaft, depending on, as far as placement, whether I leave the main shaft in the machine. I usually try to you know, get everything wrapped up all together as one with bubble wrap. And if I don't have bubble wrap, I'll use a lot of packing beans. And I've also got, well, because I work in nursing, sometimes I smuggle home like a roll of trash bags from my work and not even realize it. So typically I get like the small plastic industrial trash bags, and I blow them up into those air pockets that you see in like whenever you order something from Amazon, they use them for packing.
Oh man, you got Ian stinky smoky breath.
Wait a minute.
What do you call it? I don't know,
Is it-
packing.
Well, he said he pulled it out of his ass, so I assume he farts them full of air.
Oh, so it's not even his breath. He puts his
Did anybody
butt cheeks
catch
on
that?
them.
That he just happens to find a box of trash bags.
Yeah,
That,
he
Did they
accidentally
come home with
smuggled a whole roll
some
of trash
way they
bags.
follow me home. I don't know.
Accidentally.
Yeah.
It's like toilet paper on your shoe when you walk out of the bathroom. Just follow.
No, well, typically, you know, sometimes I'll bring home like a roll of those trash bags, so it's like I'll blow those up into like
Accidentally.
I'll blow those up into like air pockets to try to add to keeping everything nice and neat in the box, or at least safe, because obviously whenever things get shipped, it's not treated well. I've seen boxes come back pretty ugly. It's, I mean, I'm lucky enough that I haven't really had any major damage, but when I shipped my my Drake and my NX4 over to Steve's house for RCHO last year, I actually did have something damaged, but it wasn't really like bad enough damage that. So it's like I try to get everything to where it's not gonna move as much as possible in there, but still have a lot of cushion if it's like dropped or kicked or Ace Ventura delivers the package. But and when it comes to breaking down everything, one of the things I practice quite a bit, instead of like taking all the hardware out and putting it in a baggie, a lot of times I'll just go ahead. For example, when you're taking out like the boom and stuff like that, after I pulled out the boom, I stick the screws right back in where they go, and I leave them, noticeably loose to where you can tell it's like, okay, I've got to undo those or whatever.
Loose or not, they're gonna have to they're gonna have to put it back together, so they got to loosen the bolts to put it.
Don't leave them too loose, or they'll fall out and then be lost.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of the stuff I pretty much do, and it's like I try to keep it all, packed together nice and neat to where it's not going to shift too bad if there's like any type of if the box is dropped or abused. As far as custom boxes, I've heard of people actually making like shipping a heli that's big enough that they had to make a box for it. I've done that once. I absolutely hate it, and I never want to do it again. But I actually had to, when I sold my 770 years ago, I actually made a box for it, and I'm surprised it made it even in one piece. I mean, because I took the boom off, I took the blades off, but it was still too big for any boxes that I can find, and I bought it here locally, so it didn't even come with one.
I've taken 2 large boxes from Walmart and put them together to be like this like huge box that stands like 3.5 feet tall by like 24 by 24, like huge. And yeah, it costs like $80 a ship, but whatever.
Oh yeah. And I hate to see what the prices are now.
Those are the worst, yeah. I think one of the things you should also recommend people is when you order shit, like save your bubble wrap, your peanuts, like at least in a large box or something. If you ever plan on selling anything, if you often sell stuff, like I kind of move things around. I tend to keep a box big enough that I could fit a 700 if I wanted to sell one,
Yep.
Because I order a 700, right? They come in the big boxes. That's in a box. That's in the box, right? So you take that big box and break it down, like just break it down so you could keep it on the side flat. And if you ever need to, sell a 700, you can fit a boom and blades lengthwise on those boxes. That's what makes them good, because if you do diagonal, that's good, but like, I don't know. I've done a diagonal and you try to fit like a helicopter in it, and like because it's diagonal and sticking up in the middle, you lose a lot of that real estate. So then the box has to be taller and bigger. It's so I like to do the long rectangular boxes I get when I buy kits. When you order kits, right? The brown box that it comes with, save 1 or 2 of those if you want to send helicopters 700s. Because that you can break down the boom, the head, and the skids, and you can pretty much fit a 700 some parts in there. So.
Absolutely. And it's like I've saved a couple of those boxes. Obviously the one that I shipped the Drake and the NX4 with, and then of course the one where I got the Black Nitro from. So I've got a couple of those boxes, and I've got like a few others of like various sizes that I just keep on hand just in case if I gotta send a part out or whatnot. I mean, they're just accessible, easy enough to have. And then not to mention, a lot of times when I go to the post office, I overly wrap it with tape. It's like I don't even want the box to bust open on accident. So if I see any opening, it's taped.
Yep, I tape all seams,
all seams. If there's any small puncture holes, it gets taped too.
Yeah, of course. All right, is that it?
That's it.
Oh, Actually, this there's something to add to that. And this, I'll give it to Monty again, man. He's the one who put me on. I use pirate ship, and it's like pirate ship. I don't know. It really is the best prices, and from what I can tell, like what I like about it is you can put in the size, the address, all your dimensions, and then it checks all like UPS, FedEx, and
That's cool.
USPS, and
And
basically gives you all the
never
prices, the
heard of
best
that.
prices,
Yeah, I haven't heard that one
and
either.
tells you whatever discount because they do it like a corporate thing, like they kind
Mhm.
of buy the label for you, but because you're buying in bulk with them,
Mhm.
so you buy it through them, and
Nice.
basically you get a shipping label, and that's it. You put it on a label and ship it out. It's usually about 20% less than going to a retail store, USPS or FedEx store.
Nice.
No,
So,
that's not bad.
so it's been helping me. It helped with the whole T-shirt thing. Like, I mean, I would have spent at least probably $100 more on shipping, just from the cost difference that it saved me. So, I recommend it.
Yeah, and shipping's gone up, since like last year.
Yeah,
And
so
just
anything you can save.
yeah, for example, just sending one helicopter, the box weighed like 8 pounds, and it's a Goblin 700 box. Cost me with insurance and everything for the price of the heli. It cost me $45 to ship it.
That's not too bad. You're probably talking about what, like $1,000 in insurance too, right? Like,
No, I only got for the cost of the heli, and
yeah, what's the cost of a heli? 500.
I sold it for 150, and then he paid for the shipping, so it's like,
Oh, that's super cheap. Okay. That's
yeah.
like the free shipping. That's like the insurance that comes with the shipping.
No, the free insurance is
About
only
50.
covers $50, so it's like it cost me an extra like $5. But still, I mean, I shipped out 2 birds over to your place, and just one box was like $30. The bulk of what I paid was for the batteries, and I had to ship in 2 boxes.
All right. That's it for your tech tip.
Yep, that's it.
All right, let's move it on. News and announcements.
All right, news.
And
Announcements.
Okay, what do we have?
Well, our favorite named gasser conversion company, G Things.
Gee, thanks.
Yeah. Posted on Facebook a couple weeks ago that they have a Gowie X7 conversion available. It's up for order now. It's $530 US, including shipping to the US. They have a 14 tooth and a 15 tooth pinion available. It's based on the electric X7. You can use the NX7 as a donor kit, but you're going to need some more X7 parts. And with uses the 100 tooth main gear with the 14 and 15 tooth pinion, so you can work out whatever you're looking for on your gearing. So check that out if you got an old X7 laying around that you don't fly anymore. Want to make a gasser out of it? Might be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
E-Flight has made an update to their T-28 Trojan, the 1.2 meter version. FunFly Basic. This is a kind of neat plane. It's been around forever. It's been through a dozen different iterations. And they've updated and upgraded to be easier to fly and offer improved scale-like sport flying, higher speed, and higher energy aerobatic capabilities. It's
Yeah,
pretty,
this is your Navy trainer plane that they used for like 1,000 years to train people to fly. And yeah,
right.
like
And
you've seen
train
this
RC
in,
people fly too. Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
you've seen it in like 20-inch wingspan and the giant one that was like $500, the 60-inch
Super.
wingspan, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
E-Flight, that's what I kind of meant. It's just E-Flight themselves have made a dozen versions. It feels like
Good
probably
mix,
not
all
that
three.
many, but several.
Yeah.
It's a really good second airplane after your trainer. If you want something that that scale looking, kind of scale flying, do some aerobatics and stuff. So they have this new one's pre-order right now. It's $319.99. 3S, 4S capable with no modifications. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. Check it out. HorizonHobby.com. Looking for a T28.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if I wonder if this is like all compatible with the older ones and stuff too. Feels like it's all the same size.
Yeah.
Just update the internals, right?
Probably.
Power system.
Yeah, it says here, Steve, lightweight yet durable composite reinforced EPO construction. So EPO is that Z foam stuff. Yeah. Carbon Z stuff or whatever, like they made all the
I don't think
started making planes out of.
I don't think that plane is this type of foam.
It might be EPS, I think, is like the styrofoam, like shitty,
cheesy, like ball, like it crumbles.
Yeah, like the old styrofoam cooler type stuff. It's really crappy. Yeah, I think it's EPS, maybe.
You want to just put I
don't know. I'm not a foamologist, unfortunately. Wish I was. This T28, it says popular 3S and 4S, 2200 to 3200 milliamp hour batteries. It's a hell of a range.
Yeah.
70 amp ESC. It's full house too. I think it has flaps and everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Cool. Oh, it's got retracts.
Yeah.
Didn't even realize that. I guess that's part of being full house, huh?
Full house, baby.
Yeah. That'd be a cool plane to have. Be easy to fly.
Yeah,
it looks cool.
The reason they made so many different versions is because whether it scales up or down, it's a good flying plane.
Yeah. And it looks like a real, it's scale. Has scale looks.
But I mean, I think this one looks even more scalar than the other one.
Yeah, is that fuselage?
Yeah, more scalar.
Right?
Yeah, the canopy looks more rounded.
Right. It looks more shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks even better than
pretty
the
good.
previous one.
Steve, you should get one to crash it.
No.
Only if I can get a good deal on one. I don't want to pay full price for a plane I'm going to crash. That's why I haven't flown the big plane yet, because if I crash that, that's going to be like, damn, I paid.
Yeah, that'll suck. Don't crash that.
I don't want to crash that. Cool. All right. Anything else? What else?
Yes. I think we talked about, was it last week or week before, that Maniacs had some news and they were doing some sort of giveaway or something.
Oh yeah.
Well, their big news was announced that Kyle Stacy and Nick Maxwell have joined the Maniacs Power Factory team.
Wow.
Nice.
That's cool.
Nice.
Two powerhouses have joined the Power Company. Power providers.
Strongest battery in the market now. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. I got something else if you're done with that portion.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I didn't write it down or nothing. But just as a side note, I know we're all a bunch of geeks in the hobby and one hobby kind of works with the other, and we're all into PCs and probably following the market of GPUs and all that stuff now. If you haven't seen, if you don't know about Linus Tech Tips or Gamers Nexus on YouTube, check them out, because I've been following this story for like last couple weeks. Gamers Nexus is like the modern day superheroes for us nerds, man, because they have you have to watch the couple of latest videos about Newegg and what's been going on, and basically didn't get any results in their return. They ordered a motherboard, they never opened even the package and returned it to Newegg in a brief synopsis of what's been going on with them. Newegg claimed, well, you can't get an RMA because there's bent pins on the motherboard. And they were like, how's that possible when we never opened the box? It's still in the original packing box. And they go back and forth. And the reason I mentioned Linus is because Linus also talked about it. And dude, these guys are amazing. And they're not funded by anybody, which I love. So, just, I know we didn't, we're not PC or electronics podcast or anything like that, but I just love this mentality where we're not going to be bought or sold by anybody. They're funded by just a little bit of products that they sell. They sell some hand tools and coffee mugs, stuff like that, t-shirts. And I picked up their hand tools and a big like mouse mat for my office desk. And just wanted to mention it because
So
we
give
don't
them
have
a plug. What? Who is it? I don't know what you're talking about.
Gamers Nexus on
Gamers
YouTube.
Nexus. Okay.
Yeah.
On YouTube. And what was the other one?
The other one's Linus Tech Tips, and
Linus Tech Tips.
basically Gamers Nexus, like I said, had an issue with something they got from Newegg and returned and went back and forth. And Newegg didn't really do anything until they realized, holy shit, this guy is from a YouTube channel which has 1.6 million subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
And then Linus started talking about it, and Linus has like 16 million subscribers. So they kind of shit their pants a little bit.
Well,
and
yeah, the shitty part is you or me that doesn't have millions of subscribers would really be in a pickle. So it's good that maybe they're shedding some light on that practice.
And there was a binder full of emails that Steve from Gamers Nexus brought to his meeting with Newegg, and they were all, sold at Newegg, shipped from Newegg, emails in regards to the same thing. And it wasn't like he even put a post out or a video. I think they posted something kind of on the side and said, hey, we're opening up an email account just for this type of thing. We're going to meet with Newegg. If you guys have ever had any kind of experiences like this, and they got flooded with emails. So it's just an interesting story. They're modern day, like I said, modern day heroes, and they don't have to do any kind of shit like this because they got enough subscribers to sit and be fat and happy. But they're honest guys, and I believe, and I've watched a lot of their videos, very in depth and very technical, especially nowadays where GPUs are getting harder to find. Good resource of where do I go, or where am I not going to waste my money, and they test out a lot of stuff. Basically doing the tests that the manufacturers do on the equipment with the same type of equipment. They're trying to build up their warehouse where they can do this. But just thought I'd talk about it a little bit because
cool.
We all love heroes. We need heroes.
You're my hero, Kevin.
No, you're my hero, Andy.
No.
Oh my God, you guys go get a room, God.
Anybody that can dig a hole in the ground and put a seed and
dude, all I do is take a stick and poke a hole and drop the seed in, and then I'm done. I just go to the bank and got shit tons of money.
You do that and you bitch about it for 3 months. I mean, come on.
Well, I don't want people to realize how easy it is to make shit boatloads of money. I mean, I just rake it in.
Yeah. It'll be the freaking IT market,
I can't let the secret out. Everybody will be doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Raking it in. Literally raking money in.
Mm-hmm.
I shovel it like Scrooge McDuck. I just shovel it.
I think that's why you're bitching so much. I mean, the planting and crops are easy part. It's raking in all that money. That's what the chore of it actually is.
Shit.
All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to sidetrack things, but I really wanted to mention it because, like I said, need heroes, man. Need good guys. So what's next for you guys? What's up for next for you guys in the hobby?
Hey, is that it?
That's it, isn't it?
Announcements?
I think so.
No, I see something.
Oh, we got one more?
Yep.
Yeah.
Put this up, Iaen.
Yeah, I did.
Tell us about it, dude.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
All right. Well, the guys over at Council Bluffs are putting together a FunFly. Of course, as many of may heard, last year they lost their field. The city had sold their field, and of course, they've been without one. Well, they were able to put together an event with another club. It's Rotors Over the Corn. It's going to be held it's going to be in Waverly, Nebraska, which is just outside of Omaha. Be June 3rd through the 4th. hosted by the Midwest Heli Boys and Lincoln Sky Knights RC Flying Club. Landing fee is $30. The CD is Dwayne Sykes. There's going to be lots of fun. Best heli flying in Nebraska, obviously, and night flying, on-site camping, no hookups, pilot's dinner on Saturday. If you've gone to Council Bluffs before or haven't flown there, definitely a great group of guys. I mean, they know how to have fun. It's definitely worth checking out. So if you're anywhere towards Council Bluffs or Omaha, it's definitely worth checking out. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yep, and I will be there for sure. That's going to be a short drive for me.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think it's gonna be close to the same as driving to Council Bluffs. I just had to cut over the river a little sooner, but yeah, it's gonna be about 2.5 hour drive for me.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
A day trip.
Exactly, and
I have to drive that far just to get groceries.
Damn.
Wait, what? I thought you lived on a farm. Don't you
Did
just walk out
to
back?
your farm and get groceries?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should just go out and shoot it and bring it in the
Well, I
house.
try
like
to find the
supper.
most expensive stores, to get rid of all this extra money I have.
Oh, Publix? You're
Yeah.
searching for Publix. Okay.
Whole Foods.
You're fancy. You don't go to Aldi or Little?
No. Publix, man. I don't waste the
Publix,
money. Go to
Kroger's,
Publix.
that's it.
Oh,
Right.
shit.
All right, what's next for you in the hobby? Let's move it on.
What's next for me?
Yeah.
I'm going to be chilling the F out at the chill out with my effing homies.
Nice.
And if you're not
Nice,
there,
dude.
F you.
Oh,
F you too.
That's it for me. I'm going to get to the chill out and decide if it's really worth it or not. I'll report back next episode.
Man, you and the worth it. You know what? I don't know if you're worth it now.
I'm not.
Anymore.
I can already tell you that.
All right, who's next? I'll go because I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to be going to chill out.
Chilling out at the chill out?
Yeah. It is going to be a little bit earlier week for me, obviously, because I'm not going to be able to participate on Saturday there, but it'll be fun either way. Yeah. But at least today's my Thursday, tomorrow's my Friday, and then Thursday I'll be chilling, flying some helicopters, hanging out with some people.
You really suck.
Yeah. All right. Who's next? Kevin, Ian?
Yeah, I'll go next.
All right.
I am not going to chill out.
Suck.
I know. I'm going to miss everybody. I'm going to miss you two guys and Ian if he was going, and my buddy Jay and Eric Shue and Tom Shin and Dan, who was on the show last week. Just everybody, man. Jamie Burkle, all those guys I've met in the East Coast, the Carolinas. Hope everybody has a great time, man. It looks like they've been building up some serious shit for everybody to hang out in and have some fun. So they've been putting a lot of effort into that. I've been watching it on Facebook. But I'm not going to be doing that. So hopefully I'll get some flying in this weekend. I don't know. I got to figure out. I got to go to like Disney World and just hang out,
Why?
I don't know. Because it's like 2 hours away.
I
It's 2 hours away. Yeah.
wouldn't go there if it's 20 minutes away.
Go to see Shanghai.
I would.
You got to do the Star Wars, man. You got to do the Star Wars.
Yeah, I want to go hang out with Chewbacca.
So cool. It's so much fun. Those rides are cool.
Since I can't hang out with Andy, I'm gonna hang out with the next best thing. I'm gonna hang out with Chewbacca. My buddy.
Like Andy's brother.
Yeah, my cousin.
This is cousin.
Cousin Chewie. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. No, I'm definitely gonna try and get some flying in. And I don't know. See what's going on. What about you, Ian? What are you doing?
Other than working, I'll be on Discord, as always, and then I'll be packing up another bird that I'm actually got for sale. I'm actually selling my 470. I'm just trying to fund some projects, try to get a few things off my bench and a few things on my bench. And then of course I'll be working. That's really all that I've got going on like this week, and I think the weather's supposed to be shit, so it's like, why bother? It's like right now we're going through another cold snap that's supposed to last like about 4 or 5 days. It's 19 degrees outside and it's pretty miserable. So, oh no, y'all want it? I don't want it.
I don't want it. No, thank you.
Other than that, that's about it for me.
Okay.
Okay. What do we got for listener pipeline?
We have one.
What the hell, man?
Hold on to your butts.
What's up, guys? Steven, Florida calling. Just had to call in and say hi. Hey, I'm on the way to, actually tomorrow afternoon maybe, at the end of the workday, what sounds like one of the coldest events in the year, but they're forecasting 79 degrees on Friday. Almost unheard of for RCHO. That in itself makes it worthwhile to make that drive. You know what they always say, we don't give a rat's ass about the boys we're going to see or the kind of drinking we're going to do. It's all about the weather. Well, yeah, I got to say, guys, a few things let's get back to that for a minute. They say never fly before an event. First of all, from what I hear, RCHO is not an event. RCHO is an adventure, one of the adventures of a lifetime. So for me, it's 2022, be at RCHO. Guys, I got to look back a little bit. Dan and Tom in the morning, great Nitro show. It's really good to hear a little bit of that Nitro expertise. Might even see one or two of them, who knows, up in North Carolina. Also, I got to look back and say, talk about indecent exposure. I'd recommend you close at least one eye as you're listening to that show with Jordan McFarland, because, boys, some things just can't be unseen. Anyway, y'all are doing a great job. Ask for help. That episode was a good one. I got to recognize one of the all-time charter members of this particular podcast, Bill Ann. Oh. Yes, sir. You heard it here first or second or maybe last. Bill Ann he's getting to be kind of a frequent visitor to the Friday evening sim session with Iaen. Speaking of Iaen,
sorry, guys.
Is there any sort of a tool tip this week, boys? I mean something with some real meat in it. I don't mean the just usual fluff like we hear frequently.
No.
Anyway, guys, hope to see some of y'all, maybe not Kevin, at RCHO. Looking forward to it. One more time, boys. Thanks again. What the hell, Andy? See ya.
I'm pulling that. That's for damn.
That's a clean one too.
Perfect. Yeah, that's a good one.
What the hell,
nice.
Andy?
It was quick. What the hell, Andy?
Yeah, that's going to be in the show next week, maybe. Thanks, Steve. I think he's confusing RCHO with the Chill Out, because RCHO is the club, Chill Out's the event that's cold. The other event's pretty warm.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Muddy. I don't know.
I don't know.
I will say, like Saturday night last year, man, it was cold. You almost had to stand in the fire.
Mm-hmm.
So he said he was on the way, and he said tomorrow morning, and he said, well, maybe tomorrow evening, and then maybe the next day.
Yeah,
so
he was not going to leave until Friday. My money's on Friday morning.
He's not going to leave till Friday. He's not going to get there till like Saturday night.
Right. He'll drive Friday for like 5 hours, and then he won't get there until like.
He'll stop somewhere, and then he'll get lost, and end up in Alabama, and then he'll have to come back.
Wait, is his name Richard? All right.
He's going to drive to Tennessee and be like, "What the hell, boys? Where you at?"
Yeah. Oh boy.
That's it for the listener pipeline.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right. We have no new Facebook likes. Awesome. Facebook comments. What do we got?
Facebook comments? Do we have comments?
I think so, maybe.
Do we have Facebook?
It's still out there.
Iaen deleted it.
I didn't delete anything. I've barely been on it this week.
Oh, yeah, we got comments.
All right, let me read them. Or unless you want to read them, Andy.
No, you read them.
All right. Yeah, Ron and Tom in the morning. Dan and Tom in the morning even. We got a bunch of comments on that. Let's see. I want to start with all the comments, not just the most relevant. Justin Wyatt said, "Was that the wrong episode to play the Kyle Stacy drinking game?"
It took me a minute to figure out what the hell he was talking about, and then I remembered the Craigle thing at the end where Steve said Kyle Stacy like 50 times in a row.
Yep.
Yeah, you would not want to take a shot.
No.
Oh, you'd be alcohol poison.
Right. They'd be carrying you out from wherever you're at. Tom Shin posted a picture of us recording the show.
Yeah.
And he said, "Tom Shin, we all look so happy."
We do.
And he said he was just trying to get Iaen looking like he was snoozing.
And he does.
I got that. I got a picture of that. Steve said, "Tom Shin, this is what I see. I'm looking at Dan's picture in wow, and complete sadness overwhelms me. Kevin is in shot, not knowing what's going on. Iaen is praying for it. Andy is, I've seen worse. Dan is, yeah, let's see if anybody beats this. Tom is reminiscing about those days."
Mm-hmm.
Tom said that's pretty darn accurate. Ray Bacon said, or Ray Bacon RC said, "Sweet, I'm working on my new to me Kraken while I listen." And Jordan McFarley said, "Sweet, Tom's the man." Tom said, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" Jordan said, "Ooh, same shit, different day, buddy." I don't know if he said it like that, but he wrote it like that. And if you want to see some pictures and some video of Steve's Coast Guard scale looking Oxy 4, is that in there, Steve?
Yeah.
Like 450 sized project that he's working on. You can see that.
Yeah. Got the retracts working. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I actually slowed him down to like 10%. And
everybody told him to slow him down, and then everybody's giving him shit about his garage. Can you? I wondered about that. Can you make servos move slow like that with the macro cell deal? Is that what you use to do that?
Yeah. So there's a video clip responding to someone. And
okay, cool.
See it. It's like it's as slow as I could go before it, like the servo jitters so much that it can't like open it. Like it doesn't have no power. Just like, so it's like 10% or 15, 20% or something.
All right.
It doesn't flip out like that. Like.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's good.
Right. I think if you look at that
pretty
little
much
clip
scale.
after,
Yeah.
it looks
I looked at that.
the scale to the size. Obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
So, being that
cool.
Servo, that's I could do.
Be cool when you get that flying.
Yeah, I CG'd it the other day. It needs a lot of nose. Like I can't put the battery far enough because of that stupid retract in the front. Unless I build like something to cover it, and then maybe.
Can you put a little bit of lead in the very tip nose of the canopy so it won't take a lot?
I don't want to do it on the canopy because the canopy is stuck on by magnets. I don't want to go nose down and have it like have the magnets, not have it strong enough. So right next to the landing gears, I'm gonna put it there. But I'm thinking also about building a little table that goes on top of the landing gear that can put the battery on top. Use that as a battery mount.
Yeah,
put the battery up front, and I'm not adding dead weight. I'm just
that would be good.
Weight. So I'll give it a try. So once I get that CG, then I'll be able to do a test flight on it and get a meeting video on it.
Now, as far as that front nose with it being held on by magnets, when I had my my MD500, I actually had to take like those little those paperclip things, and actually I left like a window out on each side so I could reach.
Like a binding clip?
Yeah, like to actually hold it closed, because there was a couple times where, as I'm taking off, it comes right off, or if I was at a downward pitch and I'm going across the sky, it'd fall right off.
The magnets are pretty good. They're pretty good. I did have to kind of. So the main gear is wider than the opening, so I had to kind of round it out. And when I round it out, I'm like, with the drum, I'm just cutting into the fiberglass, and I'm like, spark. I'm like, why is this? Oh, there's a magnet behind there. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, but I made enough room that the magnets are still there. So, but it seems strong enough. What I do plan on doing is like, once I fly it a little bit, I might kind of turn it up a little, but it's an Oxy 4 in there. Like, it's way overpowered, 6S setup and all that stuff. So I'm like, I'm going to tape the hatch out in the front, and I'm going to do some basic rolls and loops with it and see how that looks. I think that'd be cool. You know.
That would be awesome.
And if it drives in the dirt, oh well. You know, I didn't pay much for it. I don't care at this point.
Oh, it's only a 450.
Yeah.
It'd be alright.
But if it does survive that and stuff, I think I might have some plans for it later on. But yeah, you know, it'll be fun. Just something to mess with. You know.
I think you did a great job on getting it set in there. I know you had to custom make a little platform for it.
Yeah, they cut up the frame a bit, and because the Oxy4 has such a front rake, like it rakes forward and the tail's so high that like I had to build up the back of the blocks to kind of like make it even. And the way I did it is actually just made it like a landing gear. Like I had a block that goes inside, and then blocks that are underneath it, and I bolted it in, you know, through the landing gear holes or whatever, the holes on the side. So it kind of mounts like a landing gear, and I think it should be good enough. And then that whole plate mounts in like 6 bolts to the airframe. So hopefully that should hold enough too.
Okay.
Give it a try. See what happens.
Yeah.
But,
So
yeah,
Luke
fun.
Unger said, looks just like my garage, LOL. I need to scale heli in my life. Love it. Ben Key RC said, Steve, it's Steve by seeing that tablet on his wrist.
Tablet.
I didn't understand that. It's
That's not a tablet.
it's the Apple Watch, right?
Yeah.
Watch, yeah.
I didn't get that one.
Okay, but okay.
Art Pre said, slow them down and go get a scale speed and we'll look much better. Ray Bacon RC said, rock that heli room. I don't feel about my desk bad about my desk now. Steve said, yeah, it's a mess, but there are no other messes like it.
It's a mess, but it's my mess, and there's no other mess like it. It's
Right.
like my gun, like, you know, that thing, yeah.
Mark
Anyways.
Roddy, he said, those are my kind of colors. Old Coastie, yep, Coast Guard colors. Steve, the one and only Wattenberg, said you might want to slow those down for scale. And that's when you posted a picture, or actually video, of your new
Much
settings
slower.
slowing them down.
You
Yep.
posted a video and said, everybody shut up. I slowed them down.
I know.
Jeez.
I'm a victim of bullying, online bullying.
Awesome.
So is that it, or we got more?
I think
No, I think that's it.
That's as far as,
Check
yeah.
visitor posts. I
Okay.
always forget that. No, I don't see anything.
All
No
right.
visitor posts?
I don't see anything. No.
Okay, people Podbean then. Oh no, website comments. Sorry.
We have an email.
Okay.
It says, note from Jamie Burkholder to your Facebook page, Free Fall RC Podcast. I guess it's to our email.
All right.
Jamie writes, hey guys, I'm looking forward to the fun later this weekend at the Chill Out. Have a great recording session tonight. I'm looking forward to listening to this episode on my way home from RCHO. See ya, Jamie Burkholder.
Nice.
Jamie's a cool ass dude.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Can't wait
he is.
to catch up with him. It's been,
Yeah.
it's been, you know, over the winter, so yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, James,
Thanks,
good,
Jamie.
Good guy. Thanks, Jamie.
Appreciate that.
Jamie. Okay, and do we have anything else?
No.
All right, then people Podbean.
Yeah, man. People Podbean was on fire this week. Dad2G5 liked episode 312. You don't have to help, but it helps. Simon Privet started following us. And somebody named Toad liked episode 302 questions, 308 Sean Hall, 297 Our Thoughts, 303 Black Friday, 299 Lego My Logo, 300 307 Here We Go Again, 304 Klinger Seller, 294 Mow Down Some Corn, 305 I Want It Now 310 sorry 310 right 310 So What's Next for You?
Imagine that. Wow.
And 296 Way of the Treadway. He liked all those episodes 6 days ago. And Hellyman liked episode 308, Sean Hall. And Mike Welch, holy cow, we haven't heard from him in a long time. I hope
Nice.
he's doing good. Liked episode 313, Nitro Raw HD with Dan and Tom in the morning. And to wrap it all up, 16 hours ago, My Star 60 liked episode 293, Fellow Podcaster Series with Cliff Lewis. Hey.
More like, hey.
Hey.
All right, so 6 days ago, Dad2G5 said, great episode, guys. Send it. That's the response for episode 312. You don't have to help, but it helps. Fat 6 days ago says, I like Tom Shin now.
Nice.
Now.
Now, yeah. Toad 5 days ago says, keep it going strong, guys. I am now up to date on my likes, although I admit I cheated. I still have to go through 2 older episodes that were in the backlog. I've been catching up, but haven't finished yet. Figured, what the heck, I'm sure I would like the 2 remaining episodes, so I smashed the like button
nice.
on all of the ones I was missing. Thanks, Toad.
I think that's Javier.
Yeah, could be. I
Oh,
thought it was
isn't it?
Toad as
Maybe.
well, though. Did he
Maybe.
change it?
Maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Could be.
It'd be the first time, but it could happen.
Yeah. Okay, Gray Eagle Jr. 3 days ago. Wow, this is going back. Episode 67, RC Heli Hangout. Spider-Man, hang that web. Okay, 2 days ago, Gray Eagle Jr. to episode 125, The Amazing Cow Doll. DD Diddly Doo, the Style and Fly Doll for who? Whatever that means. All right, and that's it. Thanks, everyone.
I'm going to be saying that tomorrow. DD diddly do.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All right. Thanks to all listeners. You know what to do. We'll do all that stuff. I don't want to say it over anymore. So, thanks to our listeners, for us guys, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Check out all the other podcasts.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
What other podcast?
That was true.
There's only one other one now.
Don't forget Bill Ann.
Bill Ann. Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Damn, I guess Andy was in a hurry.
I was in a hurry. Why?
You just started that up.
Yeah, played the whole thing. You didn't hear it?
No, I heard it.
Well, he said the thing, so I was
Oh.
supposed to start it.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know there was
When
a code
Steve
word between you guys.
Thanks to all our listeners, I start the music.
I didn't know there was that code word.
I mean, I just made that up, but that seemed to be working.
I didn't even say that word, by the way. I didn't say it till way later.
You didn't say thanks to all our listeners?
No, I went right to People Podbean. I didn't even say iTunes reviews.
Oh.
And then you started, so
Well,
I was
it's
like,
over now.
okay.
Over now.
I guess we're gonna go with it. Right? So that's how it works.
All right, my bad. I guess I fucked up.
Damn it, Andy.
I'm an idiot.
Everybody makes mistakes, Andy. Even you.
No
I could have swore he said thanks to listeners because I was sitting here with my finger over the Bill button waiting to play that, hit that, but he never said anything about Bill, so I was like, all right, I guess
Don't want to know where your finger was.
My finger was in Bill.
As long as it's not where Ian gets his tech tools, tip, whatever.
That was bad.
It was bad.